Hello! Welcome to my stream. Thank you for getting here in time. Hello. I forgot to eat. We can have a chat. Spicy noodles, obviously. I didn't eat. And also, I was just fasting yesterday. And that improves my mental state. Hold on a second. The knife. And the volume. I think I'm gonna watch some tutorials or something. Okay. Not this one. So where is... Where? Okay. It's called, Nongshin. Shinramyun. Hold a second. Where is it? Where is it? Tutorial. Okay. This one. Okay. Cup noodle version. one. This one, this one what I wrote. Yeah. That's kind of noodles. I take off my glasses because it's hot. Maybe my communication skills was improved because I wear eyeglasses. Anyway, I'm going to watch this video. I think this one. This video that I can relate.
So for each of these three mistakes, we'll first go through the problem you might be having with your art if you're making a mistake, what the mistake is, and most importantly, in this video, we'll be going through the three big mistakes that I see beginners make all the time in their art and how to avoid it. Now, the problem with a lot of these mistakes is that you often won't even realize that you're making them. And instead, you'll feel that you're having some kind of fun with your art, either while you're drawing or when you finish making a piece, only to feel that it's off or nothing like you imagined. So for each of these three mistakes, we'll first go through the problem you might be having with your art if you're making a mistake, what the mistake is, and most importantly, how to fix it. By the way, if you're new here, hey, I'm Ori. I'm an artist that's worked with various companies and also won an award in the Honkai Star Rail Creator Competition. And on this channel, I make videos that's all about exploring how we can level up both our art and ourselves. Also, quick thanks to Milanote for kindly sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for a handy app to help you save and organize all your drawing references and be able to access them across all your devices, check out the link below. Alright, let's get on to the first mistake. So, if you were anything like me when I first started, you might have encountered the problem where you're just sketching the head and you're kind of like, ooh, that looks kind of nice. Now let's try adding a body. And, oh god, what just happened? Let's call this problem floating head syndrome, where you kind of draw heads okay, but you pretty much feel lost and confused as soon as you have to draw something below the neck. So you end up either avoiding it altogether or attempt to draw it, but it ends up looking really awkward or weird. So this kind of just makes you want to leave the body vague, incomplete, or completely missing, which results in just a floating head on the page. So what exactly causes this? Here's the thing, when you draw, you should be going through broadly three steps. The first is the idea step, where you're loosely putting down the overall silhouette and shapes of what you want to draw. When drawing a character, this is basically putting down a very loose mannequin and pose of what you have in mind. Next is the structure step. This is where you're thinking in simple 3D forms. So what exactly causes this? Here's the thing, when you draw, you should be going through broadly three steps. The first is the idea step, where you're loosely putting down the overall silhouette and shapes of what you want to draw. When drawing a character, this is basically putting down a very loose mannequin and pose of what you have in mind. Next is the structure step. This is where you're thinking in simple 3D forms and figuring out how the structure of what you're drawing works. Lastly, you have the render step, where based on the structure that you figured out, you're basically just drawing the more polished version on top with all the details like the hair and the clothes and all that. The mistake is that most beginners basically just want to quickly do a nice drawing and add in all the details because it's the most fun part. So they either rush the first 2 steps or skip it completely and just go straight into step 3. And I totally get it, because as artists, the part where we get to just simply render and make things look nice is what we love the most about art. But that's what leads to problems like the floating head syndrome. Because if you don't plan out the rest of the body along with the head when you draw it, when you want to add it later, you're pretty much just guessing what the body should look like from memory. And chances are, if you're a beginner, you haven't done enough practice on drawing the figure to be able to actually draw the body on the fly yet. Also, one thing you only really start to understand and appreciate once you reach an intermediate level is just how important the structure step is. Because the structure is the foundation for a good drawing. So, you'll often see a big improvement in the quality of your art when you start focusing on improving your ability to understand and draw the structure. As a beginner, one of the most important things you should do to help you figure out the structure is to use references. Now, when I first started drawing, I actually avoided using reference, because I thought that real drawing was supposed to come purely from your imagination, and that an artist should be able to visualize everything in their head and draw it all without help. I also thought that since I wanted to make original art, I shouldn't be looking at other people's work at all while drawing. But in my quest to get good at art, I started diving really deep into the science and research about how we get good at a skill like drawing, and I came across a very interesting concept called the zone of proximal development. Let's call it the growth zone for short. Basically, when it comes to learning any skill, you can think of your current ability as being split into 3 levels. Level 1 is what you can already do by yourself without help. Level 2 is what you can do with help. And level 3 is what you can't do yet, even with help. Level 2 is actually where the growth zone lies, and it's where learning happens the fastest. Because when we draw things in our growth zone, we are pushing the limits of our current abilities, and this expands our level 1 circle, which is what leads to real improvement over time. This is why no matter where you are in the art journey, you want to use references to help you draw the things you can't draw, like the body if you're a beginner. And if you already have experience drawing the thing, you can still use references to help.
Oh, thank you for coming, Farhan. 049. What I'm talking about, I want to tell you that I'm still a beginner swimmer as a VTuber. And also I have many disadvantages, which is my old laptop is not good for live streaming. I don't have a PC, and also I'm low on money, and I just thought that I just kept going to a live stream before my channel goes up to 500 subscribers. And I'm going to show you my vulnerable side for me. And the fear parts I had when I show you. Of course, I'm not going that far. It still has some boundaries. As you can see, my personality traits has been closer. Maybe it's my communication skills, behavioral skills, and yet I haven't made VTuber model. The model I had is free. And the Twintails and the black hair Twintails, that is my model previously. But I saw on news from Prism Live Studio that let's see that Prism Live Studio doesn't support Big Save Hub now. That was the first. That's why my old model was vanished. It's no longer support now. This model is only thing I have.
You draw it at an even higher level. I use references, everyone I know who draws well uses references, and the most respected artists throughout history all use references so they could keep creating things at a higher level. And we actually have it easier than all the other artists in the past because before the internet and computers, you basically have to hire a person to model for you and make your own references that way. But now we can easily find photos online and even use 3D posing models. Alright, so to fix floating head syndrome, here's what you need to do. First, get references, and ideally we want photo references. Photos have the most accurate information for learning the body structure and details. In fact, I would even recommend you start by practicing to draw the whole body by just trying to copy an exact pose from photo reference first, before you try and draw an original piece. And the steps for doing those are, first, analyze the reference by breaking the body down into simple forms like boxes and cylinders. Then add contour lines to map out the 3D form. Once you've analyzed your references, you can then start putting down the idea of the pose you're drawing. Then erase it lightly, and on top of it, you can start drawing the structure of the head and add contour lines to map out the 3D form. Once you've analyzed your references, you can then start putting down the idea of the pose you're drawing. Then erase it lightly, and on top of it, you can start drawing the structure of the head and the body. As a beginner, you want to stick closely to the reference you analyzed to help you out, as it's really hard to change the pose of the body and draw it from a different angle if you haven't practiced it before. Once the structure is in place, you can then go to the render step and draw the more detailed version on top. And if you're planning to draw the clothes, I also recommend that you analyze and break it down first before you draw it. The tip here is to figure out where the cloth is being pulled by the body, as that will determine how the wrinkles form. If you have the problem that the body looks off when you try to draw it, you are probably making the second big mistake beginners tend to make, which we will cover later in the video, so stick around. Places I recommend for finding photo reference are Google and Pinterest, and if you need copyright-free reference, I recommend Unsplash. Oh, and if you're enjoying the video so far, I hope you consider subscribing so you don't miss out when I make a new one. Now, the one issue you'll run into with photo reference is that it can be really hard to find a photo that matches the pose and angle you want to draw. So sometimes it's best to just make your own. One way is to record a video of yourself doing the pose and then take screenshots from it. This is something I do all the time, and I've actually had family members walk in when I'm in the middle of doing it, so you might want to lock the door beforehand, especially if you're a dude trying to do a cute anime pose. Another way to make your own references is to use a 3D posing app, which is basically a much cheaper and a more convenient version of hiring a real person to pose for you. 3D models are really useful because you can rotate the camera angle around, and depending on the app, you can also pose the model and customize the body type. As an extra benefit, they can also help you understand.
I'm not using smartphone. I'm using an iPad. The one using for this one, iPad. This iPad. I watch many art tutorials from many different channels, but seems like it's knocking to point out the cause or something like if any of these things are related to my situation, it's good. Just like this video, but it's not working. look at the date, it's about 1 year, 2025. I think someone hasn't figured out my problem. I mean, someone hasn't figured out the same problem I had. It's been 10 years that I've neglected on my drawing. And I just thought that maybe it's something internal. Maybe it's more than just mere problems. I think this video right here, this channel, or this, is very useful and relatable. Excuse me for my fast speech. It's been like that since I was little, in grade school and high school. Maybe my fast speech is essential for my VTuber personality. And my communication is not like from many VTubers in a cell, so I speak with my own style of communication.
And how the forms of the body exist in 3D space.
Rather than afraid of speaking differently, I'm only showing my other vulnerabilities. You know?
Which might be hard to get from a 2D photo. You can use 3D models exactly the same way you would a photo reference, but do keep in mind that they can lack a lot of the details of the body, and they don't have any clothing information, which is why I recommend that you still get photo references to help let you know what it would actually look like in real life. Thankfully, because you can rely on the 3D model for the posing information, the photo references you find don't have to be in the exact pose or angle, which makes it easier to get. Also, getting art references from an artist or style you like will also be helpful, and you can think of it like a stylized version of photo reference. For 3D models, I personally use the ones that come with Clip Studio Paint because their models are customizable, and I also use the app to draw, so it's all in one place and convenient for me. The free models over at Pose Maniacs can also be helpful for helping you figure out the anatomy of the body that you're drawing. I'll link to all of these resources down below in case you want to check them out. Alright, let's move on to the second big mistake. So let's say you're now doing the right things. You're getting references and analyzing them. You're using simple shapes. You're drawing the structure and you're drawing the body. But then this happens. Oh god, what have I just created? Part 2. And your character ends up looking weirdly short and stubby, or oddly tall and stretched out. Like, something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. The problem here is that the body proportions are out of whack. And the mistake that causes it is that beginners often either don't know or forget to apply the right body proportions for the character they're drawing. And so the solution is actually simple. First of all, if you're drawing fan art, get a reference image of the character you're drawing, preferably in a standing pose. And if you're drawing an original character, find reference of a character that has a similar body type to the one you're drawing. For the sake of this example, let's say I'm trying to draw the body type similar to Ira here. Okay, here's how to measure proportions. The first step is to make a copy of the head and make a line at the chin and one at the top of the head. This gives you a unit of 1 head's tall, which you'll use to measure the rest of the body. Next, make a copy of the head and stack it underneath. Keep making a copy until you've covered the entire height of the body, which will give you the total number of heads tall the character is. Then note down which part of the body or landmark every one head lines up with. If there are parts of the body covered by clothes and you're not so sure, Use 3D reference to help you make an educated guess on how it lines up. Now that you've broken down the proportions of the character, you want to frequently check that the body you're drawing matches up with it. The landmarks you've noted for every one head will come in handy for this. And most importantly, make sure you check your proportions during the mannequin phase before you start adding any details, because it's a lot easier to change the mannequin than having to change a polished drawing where you've already added all the details. Finally, if you're drawing the body from a higher or lower angle, remember that the proportions will get foreshortened. Foreshortening basically means objects look more compressed as they point.
Okay. That's the Wi-Fi. That's fine, but I still think you should find one particular topic and speak about that during stream. I know that is easy to say but difficult to do. But just what I noticed about the readers. The more assumptions, when it comes to topics, I think I should go for the fail ones first, just like what I do on stream. I mean, you cannot just go on topic in a blink of an eye. It's difficult to make a discussion, so I'm still in training. The training what I had right now is communication skills and my confidence. The confidence of art and live stream are similar. The more I get confident, the more I get used to it. Before, I was very nervous and I don't know what kind of topic I should make. And another part is I don't know how to express myself in a way that most VTubers do. If my communication style is unique, then I'll go for it rather than pretending to be someone else and act in a speech in a way that wasn't me. And that is identity of a VTuber. I mean, if you figure out their speech and their mannerisms and the way they act, that's their identity. You've recognized. It's difficult to communicate properly if you make your communication fake 100% or 80%. At first, your VTuber personality is kinda not good. So, many popular VTubers are voice actors. If I remember from those other videos I watched, and I was like, I can't believe that was the case. No wonder they act so naturally. Do you know what I mean? who's honest? Maybe a certain VTuber. I don't have to copy what other VTubers contents and topics instead. So I should study them and then make a unique and new content. It depends, but with limited equipments, I cannot do anything. As for virtual model, it's not possible. You know how VRM works? I searched on Google that what should I do when creating 2D live 2D models or 3D models on iPad, but the result is it requires PC and I was thinking buying iPad Pro. I searched on App Store. Think. Let's see, Vero Studio. Yes, that's right. And when I click Vero Studio, and it says there are many devices. There are many list of devices that are recommended to install Pixel Studio. So my iPad is not compatible. So I'm in a pinch right now. Wait a minute, Mizuki? Which one is Mizuki? You mean this one? Gosh, too many Mizuki. Okay, let me see this. Kitsune. Okay. Made mistake. Mizuki Kitsune. Okay. Kitsune Mizuki. Not that one. Oh, I'm gonna add this one. maybe on Twitter, maybe on Twitch, if I remember. Maybe they changed their channel name. Sure.
Towards the camera. For example, we have the body here with the arm straight down, but as it turns towards the viewer, it gets foreshortened and the whole arm looks compressed like this. So, compared to a pose like this, which is drawn from a slightly low but overall straight on angle, this pose here is viewed from above and has quite a bit of foreshortening. Now, references can help us a lot when drawing, and one of my favorite apps for organizing and seeing them is Milanote, which you can use for free. They are kindly sponsoring this video, and I'm really excited they are because I love using them and I use them all the time. Milanote is a tool for organizing your creative projects, and some examples of how I use them includes character design, like for my VTuber model. When you're designing a character, things can get a bit hectic with all the ideas, notes, inspiration, and design references you end up amassing, so it was very helpful to be able to organize it all and have it in one place like this. I also find the app incredibly helpful for any project that needs you to create a storyboard, like manga, animation, or a video. For example, a few months ago, I made my own VTuber debut pic.
Run away, which means her channel has been terminated or something. About the links. Are you able to link to copy the link and paste on my live stream? Okay, where is it? This one is it Mizuki Kitsune? I'm not sure if that's the right one. Ah, I see. Okay. Jason. I'm escape for now.
Hey everyone, Mizuki here. Today we're diving into Ubisoft's challenging year in 2024. The company has faced major setbacks with flops like Skull and Bones and Star Wars Ultra.
No. Okay, understandable. I mean, not only Brazil got many problems. There's also Islam, USA, Canada. It's no coincidence that the crime hasn't slowed down. It's dangerous to live stream in specific country. Okay. Okay, this is one. Ah, I see. Mimi the voice. Oh, come on. What's happening? This way is fine. Okay.
Hey guys, Mizuki here. So, if you are like me, you love keeping up with all the ridiculous drama in the gaming world, right? And boy, do I have some juicy nonsense for you today. So, Ubisoft, right? They say that they used to give us legendary games. Yeah. Well, now they are just delivering steaming piles of trash. Like, what happened? It's flop after flop with garbage gameplay, obnoxious cash grabs.
I think I know why. She changed her old model to new model. Like that from now.
It's birds.
You know what it is.
stereotypes by dragon horse birds.
You know what it is. One of the most popular messaging apps out there. I mean, there are currently 650 to 690 million registered users as of early 2026, which is a lot if you haven't already understood that. But one of the main features of Discord is the ability to display a
Yes. So yeah, I found this interesting and thought that it would be nice to bring here. So woke devs face bankruptcy after proudly choosing modern audience
Don't
over
tell me.
embarrassing gamers.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I see she's going to upgrade her model. Maybe the lore has something to do with it. That makes sense. I see. And her old model looks fine, but the voice seems like it's much more like and she feels like it lacks something and it feels like let me say it. I'm a British. Her voice doesn't match her old model. Yeah. She is high level model to the conditions and situations. Maybe she might that on boot, if I remember. The high quality that was drawn by the artist, so she paid for it. If her money is plenty enough, she can buy new model, or she can buy new devices to add up to maintain the live stream and also the video capture. It's a lot of many changes. But now, yep, that's a condition. But it's nowhere worse than my situation. So I tried different things and come up different solutions and how to make my avatar appear on live stream. Maybe different from most VTubers and how to set up differently. content style. It's what are different kinds of contents?
A new year, a new you. If you ever wanted to give content creation as a VTuber a try, don't delay, start today. A lot, if not all of my tips from last year's video is still relevant to this day and hopefully helped you gain some perspective on how things work. I'm back with an updated video, and once again, the info can be relevant to all types of content creators, not just VTubers. This time around, I'm going to be focusing on these sections to help you refine your approach, whether it's just a casual hobby or something you want to dive deeper into. Monetization and money spending, branding, and finally management. I'll dive into each point briefly for this video, but if you want to see more of a topic, I can definitely expand it into its own video. Just let me know in the comment box. So, the funny thing about the first tip I have to give for this year is don't become a VTuber. That's right, I said it, but hear me out. VTubing is still considered quite a niche compared to the vast majority of other categories of content creators, like faceless and using a real-life persona. Much like how they say in art school that drawing in the style of anime or in the film industry there's a mentality of thinking cartoons are just for kids. VTubing is not a mainstream method of making content, and some people think that all VTubers are just AI. If your goal is to grow big and fast, you will have a difficult time attracting a crowd of mainstream audience checking out your content, but that's not to say there isn't a viewership for it. It just depends on your subject and how you put the VTuber model twist to it. Take Onigiri for example. She did a mix of half VTuber body, half real-life green screen for her cooking streams. Look where she is now. Now that I have this point out of the way and you do have a passion for making VTuber content, let's check out the ways you can potentially monetize your content. The info I'm about to talk through is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, yada yada. Okay, that's done. You can find multiple ways of monetizing your content with various levels of barriers of entry. But unless you have some sort of signed contract that guarantees you a monthly payout, the income you can get can drastically change month to month. Twitch affiliate has significantly decreased the requirements to join, but joining doesn't guarantee you subs. Same with starting a Patreon. YouTube Partner requires 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers before you can start monetizing your videos through ads, and the Partner Lite version still requires 3,000 watch hours and 500 subs before you can open up memberships. Super chats and bits can also vary between streams, and most of the time you can't really expect your viewers to drop them every time too, so make sure to thank them generously if they do. The amount you get from YouTube ads can also vary depending on the type of video you make, as certain categories like finance tends to yield higher revenue per 1,000 views than music. And all of these platforms require a threshold amount you have to make before you can even see the money in your bank account. This means if you don't make the $100 USD threshold on YouTube within the month, you might have to wait several months and then repeat that process. To put things into perspective, my top viewed content in 2025 got 55,000 views. That earned me about $100 over the span of a year. But there are some videos that I made with a fraction of that amount of views that already earned me like $10. The more attractive a video is for a generalized audience, the more shareable and rewatchable videos that I made with a fraction of that amount of views that already earned me like $10. The more attractive a video is for a generalized audience, the more shareable and rewatchable it is. All of these factors will affect how much you earn from the video. And then there's ways to earn outside of the video itself. I'll touch on sponsorships later in the branding segment, but for now, let's go to donathons. In VTuber streaming, it's quite common for content creators to do big celebrations on their streaming anniversary or birthday by holding something called a subathon or donathon. In exchange for monetary tips, or joining membership, or subbing to a creator, there are certain rewards given to contributors or their viewers for reaching a milestone achievement. You can think of it as a mini Kickstarter on steroids. For example, say you are using a pre-made model avatar. If you want to raise some funds for a fully custom model because it might take you like several years otherwise, and you know your community is eagerly waiting for one, then a donathon is a great way to share your goals and dreams with your audience. The benefit of doing a donathon, aside from it being a community event, is that there is a potential to raise quite a sum of money in one session. But it comes at a cost, as it's like a glass cannon build in video games. Many donathons have achievements where you directly do it on the stream, like spinning a wheel of punishment, or stopping everything to play a match of League of Legends. Then there's rewards that are given at the end of a donathon, like signed postcards or upcoming streaming content. The more incentives you provide in the donathon, the more projects you'll have to stay on top of, which can potentially lead to burnout if not properly planned for. And it's generally a bad look anywhere if you straight up run away with the money. I would always recommend tying rewards of a donathon to something tangible. Like, if I raised $100, it would go towards a new camera mount for the top of my monitor. Do note that you have to take into account the transaction fees to take the money out from, say, PayPal, and that it can be considered taxable income. And speaking of that, accounting books. Make sure you document somewhere about all the transactions that you make for your content, both money in and money out. I'll definitely be making a separate video on how to prepare for a tax season, but at this point in time, it's just best to have a spreadsheet with the date, amount in or out, plus the currency, and what that transaction is about. Bonus points if you can quickly jot down a category for the purchase, like subscription or physical equipment, and where you can find the receipt. You do not want to make Taxman angry. And because there is a taxman, you should prepare to set aside a portion of the income you make in order to pay the taxman back. If you have a full-time job, it's always fun to see the gross amount you make in your paycheck, only to have half of that amount actually be deposited into your bank account because hee-hee-ha-ha taxes. For content creation though, you're on your own to split that gross amount. Once you have a way to see at a glance of what purchases you make and how much income you're actually getting, you might want to consider how to best make use of your money. Consider thinking like a business. How much money are you willing to pour into content creation from your own pockets knowing you may never get a return on it? And how should you use the money you earn from content creation to fund further projects? There can be a lot of wrong answers for this, like don't spend it all on a super ultra deluxe Uber ride. But there isn't a strict right answer either. Depending on the stage of your content creation, you might want to upgrade your audio setup, which should be a high priority anyways, but sometimes that means better soundproofing in the environment rather than a new mic. Commission custom video assets for branding purposes, to things like securing product to unbox on stream even though it costs a little bit more than usual because of stupid hype. Many businesses take years before they break even, and many content creators have day jobs or multiple jobs to make ends meet. Just remember, budget what you can afford right now and make the best content you can with that amount. Think about what items or assets that you can use frequently in the meantime, but also consider the quality and durability of the item so that it can last a good duration. Okay, branding. That can mean a lot of things, from the color palette, the choice of videos and the streams you make, to how your voice and manner of speech is presented. While it would be awesome to have something super concrete at the very start of your content creation, there's nothing wrong about adjusting as you find out what content is most comfortable for you to make. My favorite example to use is one of my favorite Kamen Rider actors, Sato Takeru. For Kamen Rider Den-O, he portrayed a timid man who eventually gains more and more self-confidence as the series goes. His current agency crafted him to have a cool image, so he can only take on roles where he looks cool. That pretty much doesn't allow him to portray the Kamen Rider character unless it's a certain cool version of him. It's probably extremely difficult to summarize branding without doing a one-on-one consultation or walking through case studies. But here are some exercises to help you carve out a niche and appeal to sponsors. Logline or an elevator pitch. Can you summarize what your content is about in a single sentence or two? That's basically what a logline is in TV shows, films, and novels, but it's pretty applicable to content creators too. When you introduce yourself to sponsors or when a raid comes into your stream, your introduction should be quick and easy to grasp. You should also think about the goal of contacting the sponsor, like just saying hello and getting your name out there versus having a sponsor.
Viewers, I have a confession to make. I watch VTubers.
Is this serious?
Very sorry. Who are these VTubers, you might ask? VTubers are online entertainers who use computer-generated avatars, usually anime-like, to create content over regular face cams. So yeah, they're usually virtual anime waifus. Ain't that something? Fellows that scream, bounce, and bob their heads like bobbleheads. Online entertainers who've taken over the live streaming industry. Fellas, we've been converted to the dark side.
We?
Whether VTubers are independent or part of a VTuber agency, there are lots of different VTubers out there, and we finna talk about them all. How do they act? How do they stream? What's their style? Is one's VTuber taste raw, or is it just straight up?
Yes!
Let's talk about it. 1,000 likes for a part 2, yada yada. And subscribe to the channel, cause only a small percentage of viewers. Hey, yo, Toledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven. Get some snacks, get some water, get your iPhone a face cam, and let's get on with the video. And for my earlier apology of watching VTubers,
I apologize for the inconvenience of me not keeping up.
now, what's the first VTuber type we got here? Say-so VTuber. Don't know what say-so means? Let me educate your ass. Say-so in Japanese is a behavior meaning a couple of things. Pure, innocent, wholesome, 100. The type of is too clean for this world. Like hand them a 9 and they'll start hyperventilating. The term rose in VTubing with two ways. In Japan, with VTuber denotes Shoujo Shiro, and in the English side with VTuber Nierners, who parodied Doja Cat's song Say-So, titled it Say-So, and poked fun at being a pure maiden. The word became heavily used for VTubers, whether literally or ironically, and it became a staple term in scene. In general, what are these type of VTubers like? They're VTubers who don't cuss or do crude, and they create a more family-friendly experience. So there's something your parents...
Wait a second.
can actually walk in on you watching. Innuendos fly over their head or make them flustered, and certain bits create a unique experience for chat. Notable say-so VTubers would be Hololive's Dinamaya Inanes or Niji-sanji's Rosemi Loblock. And yeah, I generally vibe with them. I get the appeal. But looking from the outside, being a say-so VTuber in some circles seems tough. Due to VTubing being hella sus, many fans don't know how to respect some VTubers' boundaries if they set and communicate them, and sometimes just berated and harassed with all the time.
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
Alright, next up, Gremlin VTubers.
Who the is this?
Gremlins are small, mischievous creatures designed to cause chaos and problems. The term, weirdly enough, first rose to popularity in World War II. History lesson for y'all is pilots would experience several problems with their machines and would jokingly refer to these problems as gremlins. However, in the modern day, when people call someone else a gremlin, they usually mean a little troublemaker, a little chaotic bitch.
Get down from there.
But you know, there's a little endearment. So what are gremlin VTubers like? A VTuber with quote-unquote gremlin energy are comedy-driven entertainers who generally make their content and personality more chaotic. They make the most memes, the weirdest noises, the craziest laughs, the oddest screams.
Well,
And they have the highest success rate of turning your volume down by 10%.
Turn it off.
They like the end result of spilling ADHD meds into a concoction. Notable VTubers like this are Hololive's Amelia Watson, VSojo's Iron Mouse, indie VTuber Chibidoki. And do I like these VTubers? Cute, entertaining, and by the gods hilarious if done right. But yeah, if you live with a creature that's like a gremlin,
I can say that it's too much. Well, from what I can see, she acts naturally. I don't know how to say, but she's pretty good job of being on gremlin. I cannot do that.
worst mistake of my life, fellas be wildin'.
Get down
Time for our next VTuber
King
time.
of News.
VTubers or sus VTubers? I went more in depth on it in the previous video y'all should check out. Let's do a quick rundown. Being sensual is unsurprisingly an effective online marketing strategy. As the saying, Smeg sells. Several industries use sensuality to boost their reach, and of course VTubing is an industry.
Tiny Pixie Day. Ah, I see. Subscribe.
They're gonna ask about your dad and brothers next day.
What?
Yeah, did you know that they were also trying to hit on Dad and trying to hit on Tommy?
What the? My husband?
Yeah, they said they wanted to shout at Dad. They were bidding yesterday. They were like, 50 gifted subs for a date with your dad. Is Papa Day going to get his own avatar too? I can see about getting Dad an avatar too. Dad, do you want to do a stream with me one day?
After hearing that there were guys interested in me, I'm not really sure if it's
They're gonna ask about your. They're gonna ask.
This one.
I am not a puppy. I'm not a dog. I don't go woof. I don't bark. I don't bark, okay?
You're such a good girl.
You wanted me to bark at that. I'm not gonna bark. I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna hold it in. I can't do it. I am not a puppy.
That was fun.
Like this. There are some VTubers like Hololife's Hosho Marine and VTuber Shylui who are just hella sus, with some packing innuendos, jokes, and a revealing model, and there are actual tubers like Project Melody or L who work in this industry. And yeah, I ain't showing any of that. Now, do I like watching that spicy content?
No, sir! Not me!
But if people love it, and if people want to do it, make that step. You gotta support the brothers and sisters getting their bag. Cause oh no, rent due! But damn, sometimes being a spicy VTuber is
Yes!
you either get endlessly harassed and hated for being spicy, or people downplay.
Okay. Ah, I see.
Your work and call what you do easy, which it ain't. Is it that dummy?
You not a different.
I think my content still needs improvement. I'm still thinking about it.
You just different. You're weird.
So yeah, people gotta stop hating. Alright, that's enough talking about women. I wanna see that dick!
Girls? I want to see men.
Why do they make a separate section for
You just different. You're weird.
So yeah, people gotta stop hating. Alright, that's enough talking about women. I wanna see that dick!
Girls? I want to see men.
Why do they make a separate section for men, you might ask? 'Cause male VTubers got their own story.
Let's talk about it.
We all know YouTube and the live streaming industry is hella male dominated. If you look at the top 100 streamers across all platforms, like 1 or 2 are women and the rest are men. But for VTubers, it's like a completely different story. Almost all of them are women. VTuber fans generally watch VTubers for cute anime girls, and since this audience really isn't into men, male VTubers weren't and still aren't really a focus for VTuber agencies. Hell, male VTubers were seen as a joke and not even considered potential prospects until the rise of Niji-Sanji's Luxian. Because as it turns out, some people yeah, what are the types of male VTubers? You got the hot and attractive VTubers, the dude and bro VTubers, the $20 is $20 VTubers. But yeah, being male and VTubing is kind of a weird experience. On one hand, people just hate them for being men, or even assume the worst of them due to some bad actors. Then on the other side, there are some male VTubers who complain about women having it easy, and I'm like, you know what medium you signed up for, right? But hey, shout out to men. Gotta be one of my favorite genders.
That means you're gay.
He's gay.
subscribe male viewers. I forget to watch their stream. I was in the middle of depression and other stuff. I miss those things. File the mimic. Okay. No, file the mimic. File. Okay. Oh.
Things are really complicated right now, so I just wanted to let you know that you're doing your best and that crashing out is always a valid option. Things are really complicated right now, so I just wanted to let you know that you're doing your best and that crashing out is always a valid option. Things are really complicated right now, so I just... As soon as I find out what this grass thing is and how to touch it, it's over for them bitches. As soon as I find out what this grass thing...
I'm gonna comment. Hello. Your model. Is great. Done. Anyway, next one's the video.
But we got one more VTuber type to cover. They can be spicy, chaotic, or say so. They come in either male or female packages. Get ready for a type that's so crazy. But we got one more VTuber type to cover. They can be spicy, chaotic, or say so. They come in either male...
Why do I remember the meme? 5 guys and 1 girl. Oh gosh, I still remember. I forgot that the right one was an elf, but male or female, and I'm not sure. Anyway.
Or female packages. Get ready for a type that's so crazy, you gotta see it to believe it. What makes VTubers different from other regular facecam streamers? Virtual presentation. The ability to play a character, archetype, or role, which are commonly labeled husbandos and waifus. So what if a VTuber directly played that romantic role? With that, you have the boyfriend or girlfriend experience, BFE, GFE for short. Too bitchless to get a real woman or land a date with a good man? Well, your lonely ass is in luck, because these VTubers will help that fantasy. ASMR, stream roleplays, voice packs, messages about your attention. They ride that wave. You want other YouTube channels when you have me?
Ban that guy and blow up his house.
And unsurprisingly, these VTubers make money. Bag alert, bag alert. You get demented fans as your
I'm not like that.
Boyfriend and girlfriend experienced streamers have massive debate around them due to a lot of past controversy with parasocial freaks. One side debates that role-playing significant others is merely selling a product. With control can be done properly and it's on the fans to not overstep boundaries. While another side debates that it's harmful and exploitative. So it fuels unicorns and parasocials and can create danger for those involved. Me personally, you gotta have strong communication and boundaries for stuff like that. But hey, just don't be weird. But Toledo, how do you feel about boyfriend-girlfriend streamers?
Me personally, personally
Wouldn't let that happen to me though.
Now, there are several other types of VTubers out there, but there's something for everyone. No matter pure, spicy, crazy, or chaotic, if you like a VTuber's content, support them with pride. Be a fan that keeps them motivated to make wonders. But hey, like the video and subscribe, and let me know in the comments other VTuber types you like and what you want to see covered. And hey, maybe you'll be my type.
No. Welcome. Okay. The next video.
Gang, I need to apologize. I said I'd do a part 2 to this video, and it's been roughly 6 months. My fault, OG. It's about damn time. Time to talk more about VTubers. Gang, do you know what is a VTuber? These fellas be online entertainers who use virtual avatars to create online content. Create stuff with my face? If you don't get that with my face,
Let me imitate. I can do it. I cannot do it.
We don't do stuff like that.
VTubing, like many other industries, has different roles and types for VTubers to perform. So how do these VTubers work? What's their style? What's the debate? Well, Ayo Toledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven. We've already covered Say-So VTubers, Gremlin Chaotic VTubers, LooTubers,
Immediately.
and girlfriend-boyfriend experience
Natural.
VTubers, and I'm not finished. Get some snacks, get some water, get your Oshi mark, and let's get on this video. Is there a personality that you love seeing? One that you wish to succeed the most? Your favorite of a group of performers?
This right here is my favorite.
Well, if they be an idol or VTuber, that type of talent is your Oshi. The word Oshi in Japanese comes from the verb to back or to push.
Oshinoko.
Now, it represents the personality you push or support and is a term used by VTuber and idol fans to represent a babe. Think of it for sports. Fans of the team don't just watch the team play games, they invest in them. Cheer louder than anyone, buy merch, goes to one
Yep.
after their favorite team goes to the finals of the conference championship. So apply that to VTubers. Which one of them makes you go, y'all see that fella over there? That's what I'm talking about! Team don't just watch the team play games, they invest in them. Cheer louder than anyone, buy merch, goes to war on Twitter after their favorite team goes to the finals of the conference championship. I'm not. So apply that to VTubers. Which one of them makes you go, y'all see that fella over there? That's what
Haha.
Top 2, and they ain't number 2.
God damn, get off that thing, bro.
That type is your Oshi. But more than just being the fan, that person is the one you want to see succeed the most. So they have your greatest support. And if someone messes with your Oshi,
We gonna kill you, dog. We gonna get you gone, bro.
Oh no, you lucky they hold me back. Oh, drop kick those drinks. Oh, do not.
but did you know there are other
That's
Oshi
crazy.
terms? Ako Oshi, where you push all the group members. Oshikatsu, all the activities you do to support your Oshi. Oshihen, when you switch your Oshi to
Wait
another.
a minute.
Ako Oshi, where you push all the group members. Oshikatsu, all the activities you do to support your Oshi. Oshihen, when you switch your Oshi to another one. Oshikaburi, where you and another fella share the same Oshi and appreciate greatness. And your Kami Oshi, your absolute fave above everyone. You can have one or many Oshis, but the debate is simple. Why is a VTuber your Oshi? Why are they your fave above everyone else and the one you want to push to greatness? For example, Aya Mouse may be your Oshi because of her hilarious content, personality, and amazing journey. Gargura revolutionized VTubing and many people are inspired by her.
You're right. I'm going to remember that. No. I mean, I know that it will happen someday. Yeah. The same thing when you become an idol. Like, Kitagawa Marine, for example, as when she became popular, everything has changed. And Gojo became, back away or something. Don't think about it. The most important is the ones who are watching me right now are my viewers. In this matter, if it was small or big, you can chat at my Twitter account from the old one better than the new one. I was thinking, if I get popular, I'm gonna use my new account from Twitter as an official.
Am I need to Oshi left the company? So if you follow VTubing, there's only one question. Who's your Oshi?
Bro, who got you smiling like that? Like.
I watched a lot of anime growing up. Oh, really? Now I'm older, wiser, several times more stressed filling taxes as we speak. Simply put, I grew up. But why mention anime? Anime has tropes, commonly overused themes and devices to put the story together. Some fans grow out of anime tropes, but there's one that still catches many audiences slipping.
I'm fine, I'm not upset about not getting attention. I'm sent because weaving questions never get answered. I feel you. I feel you. This is me. I was once a viewer watching other VTubers live stream back when I wasn't a VTuber.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
The mommy or daddy trope. With an anime-esque audience, many VTubers play into a mommy role, and some play the daddy role. Let's get into mommy types first. In anime, most mom characters are daddy. Most mom characters nurture and take care of their group. Some even try connecting with those younger than them. However, many men are attracted to the feeling of a woman in authority, someone who can seduce or take them up on a whim. The term mommy is used for MILF, strong or dominant woman, or any hot, voluptuous character that fits the bill. Now, imagine that for VTubers. They give off more of a motherly and or sensual vibe than others. Fans of these VTubers want to be nursed, they want to be cared for and looked after.
Mom, can we get ice cream after the stream? No.
Wow.
No.
Or they want the VTubers to dominate.
Hold on. It's 70% now. This.
These VTubers have a sensual and soothing voice, a voluptuous design.
And on another note, if you want to become a small VTuber without laptop or PC, just install on mobile. Install Present Live Studio on mobile or iPad. As for mobile, it's difficult. Mommy category? I saw myself a little girl. I'm not a mommy. I don't have kids. I don't know how to raise one. I'm just a zoomer mindset. I don't know weird words that boom. What's a word? Generation Z. Generation Z does. I don't do that. And also, I'm pretty sulking before 2025. So, I'm no longer learning brain roots. Okay, I'll try. Just this once. Then I'm ready. Someday, you will grow up as a fine young man I've never seen. I'm proud of him, my son. How's that? I don't have any lines of mommy or parents lines. Well, my voice is pretty natural. What do you mean by little more respectable? Calling me, mocking on my voice. I prefer my old voice rather than copy-paste. My own voice, my own me. Anyone will identify me. I don't care if it's weird or boring. Hello, Dixon. No, for Hansen, I was fit into a mommy category. Authority. Okay. Thanks for the work, Dixon. Good work. Good work today. I'm just being honest. That's all. It's not like I'm here or something.
Proficiency with the phrase or simply attributes. Being able to take care of those younger than them. They really act like mothers.
I wish you could be a little bit more like your brother, you know? He got into Harvard medicine.
Even if that VTuber feels like a big sister, the term mommy might be heard as they really hook with that label. Common VTubers that be called mommy are Bishojo's Matsura-kan or Hololive Sarah's Fana.
Oh, you want me to be your mommy? Well, then go clean your freaking room and take out the trash.
I mean not do that. I mean not do that. I mean not do that. Rather than criticizing others, I'd rather say meditate and make and calm yourself so that you will be able to control yourself. think of cleaning toilets as an exercise. As a manly courage. Never be afraid of stinky things. Sort of. Forget. No. My engine's fine.
Next, the daddy. In anime, most dad characters are protectors, wise mentorers, guardians, but many women love the playful, aggressive, and bit dominant vibe that some of these guys give. And I'm not talking.
Cleaning the toilet doesn't matter me at all. I just take it. It's like, I must clean. I will not leave any stains behind. Another one. Oh, then. If there's something missing, again. Why is still not? Why the dirt still not go away? Is mistake something? Maybe soap, maybe toilet detergent, maybe scrub. I found the right tool. By making life hacks. If soap was strong enough to wipe out the dirt in the toilet, I must call this one. Something like that. I think it's because of the dust. Even because expensive. Because it needs to disassemble outside and then clean from inside. The difficulty level is high or medium. That's why it's gonna be so expensive. You're welcome.
Like the dads, I'm talking about the ones that make you go, oh, daddy. And you got 3 wives? Let me be his 4th.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell? Some male VTubers play into that desire. Hold up. Let me get my male VTuber voice real quick.
Hello. Like mommy VTubers, daddy VTubers have ways to dominate and protect for their loving audiences. A deep and mature voice.
A little bit. I cannot do anymore. More than 90% gremlin. My personality doesn't match of a gremlin. He's just a girl failure. There's something.
A dominant, aggressive aura, and can you say,
We're getting too far gone.
We're not getting our far.
Everyone's mind is Nijisanji's Vox Akuma.
I don't really have many complaints. I'm gonna say that's a 5 for me.
No need to worry. Just a little bit. Fucking.
Some VTubers just got dad energy, if you know what that means. They're the the old ones, or they're wise, chill, mature. Funny enough, someone who gets called dad a lot would be Moy Calliope off of a running joke.
Hello, Dad. How are you, Dad?
Fine.
Just
I
what?
didn't mean you, but I didn't even mean you. I meant yeah.
Huh?
Confirm that you are Dad.
While daddies are less popular tropes than mommies, whether in anime or VTubing, both have one common idea: catching fans slipping.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
But before that, a quick thank you to our Patreon members.
Oh, I thought it was the ending.
And a special shout out to Archangels, Lihaho Listra, Luminous Cove, and Serene, and of course all of you for making this channel possible. Like the video and subscribe to the channel because only a small percentage of viewers.
Shut your bitch ass up.
VTubers are, in and of itself, a type of content creator. Someone who produces online media, videos, or streams for a target audience. But what if a VTuber's primary activities weren't streaming or entertaining through videos, but rather music? That's where the topic of V-Singers come in. A V-Singer is a creator with a virtual identity who produces music, and that's their main focus. Don't confuse it with the Vocaloid V-Singer, because that's an entirely different branch to talk about. While a VTuber may do primarily videos and streams and a few music products, a V-Singer specializes in covers, karaoke's, original songs, and even music videos. The question between the difference of VTubers and V-Singers really came up during Iris's debut, where she
I
was
cannot do
specifically
that.
labeled a V-Singer.
I will be, releasing music. I'll be producing, music like
I'm
Laura
not calling it singing.
which is it's just
Well,
one of my
decent.
interests. But that doesn't mean that I will shy away from gaming streams and other stuff to interact with everyone. I do want to interact with everyone.
And another example would be Asaki, a Japanese VTuber and V-Singer. She produces and releases a lot of shit. For Hololive Space,
Hold on. I'm not good at singing and creating albums. Popular VTubers can do that when they're in agency or indie. Tell me, what main focus I am good at? Voice acting is not good. Gaming. Storytelling, I see. But no. I must hear you out. Need to think some ideas. Maybe it will help for content. I'm good at reading. Miss Peachy needs improvements. Oh. I'm just very good at gaming. I'm just playing on Mobile Legends. Communication lines, I forgot. All I know is I know how to act naturally. No, I can't do ASMR for too long. No. I see. I'm just on legend rank. And I'm not good at playing I'm not good at playing too much aggressive. I'm good at strategy and how to exploit their ultimates and skills. I'm using other heroes that can great at pushing and countering. Just be warned that I was very addicted to play a game. Sometimes I feel angry when I lose, so I will not show aggressive. Anger control. Just be careful. And if the enemy teams are strong, then my first plan is to use myself as a bait so that my team will split push and destroy the towers. I will not let the enemy's eyes to notice the map. I will let the enemy to notice me. I use that in basketball method. I remember that I was distracted of teaming up, but little did I know that our team's tower was destroyed. I just had a great idea. You cannot just kill them, just distract them while others pushing the lanes. Use their aggressive style as your advantage. You must gather enemy teams, including the aggressive ones. The most aggressive ones are good at ganking other lanes. It's not 100%. It's just that the other enemy teams are aware of that. I'm just playing Balmont most of the time before 2025. Maybe I get I do remember that I got pentakill when I use Balmont, and when I use mage, I use myself as a defense or counter defense, or a maze version of a tank. And as for aiming, I must come down to aim and predict which enemy was going to go. Of course, you need to watch out for abilities and aware of them. Balmont and Bane are my two favorites. Bane is good for poking and destroying names. And as for the ultimate, it's useful for crowd control and destroying things and burst kill enemies and counter attack. No, it's Mobile Legends. Think about the storage of Marvel Rivals. Hold on. Let me Marvel Rivals. Oh, I see. Marvel Rivals. Oh, no Marvel Rivals. Oh gosh. It's the same category as Valorant. I don't think that's possible. Remember that I don't have okay then. Putting on video on Marvel Rivals on YouTube, on my channel during my live stream has many problems. My laptop is not compatible enough. Maybe PUBG Mobile. Wait a minute. About this one. If I play PUBG Mobile, it takes a while if I master how to play the game. Use it as alternate solution rather than playing Valorant. Now viewers, do you want me to play do you want me to install PUBG Mobile? Okay. Wow. Okay. Right in front of you. Second skill of Aurora is good for defense and crowd control. Just do ground style defense. If they come here, or they do something on using skill, use second skill. It's like you are sentry gun. If you detect something's coming, or you will act as anti-missile. See? If you chose PUBG Mobile, I will uninstall Mobile Legends. If you chose Mobile Legends, I will not download PUBG Mobile. $391 GB. $391 GB. 331.5 MB. If you say so, then I'll play Mobile Legends. What's this? 418.14 MB. Wow. Jimmy. Fortnite. BBB. Jimmy. Seriously. In Among Us, 1 GB. Okay. Hold on a minute. Got some great idea. Okay. Prison Bounty. What is it? You've got some question? I'll hear you out. Okay, what's it? What is it? I can still hear Dixon's typing. Alright, go ahead. Question ahead. Relaxing. Relaxing, Pilgrim. Maybe it's due to my personality nature. I wanted to be cool, and I wanna be girly. Sorry, I can't reveal too much information. Let's just say that I was acting girly, and I'm a bit of a klutz, and something like child energy, and also be psychological. A mind child. No, it's not Spanish. It's just that I am Filipino. I spoke too fast because my classmates will never understand me. When I express too much in my speech, just blah, 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 like that. Just that I'm still imagining while communicating. That's why I promise a lot. I a lot. I cannot contain my speech. You know, my communication is like which means I am still in control of my speech, so that I will not make it too far. I want to make I wanted to speak clearly. That is my challenge. I was hoping to overcome. I think I'm pretty good at speaking English. And from Filipino, it's something like I'm not really good at it. Like this, matatanggal. Makukuko na. I can't perform that. It's like the music is out of control. My voice is like violin type rather than keyboard. Yep, thank you for protecting me. I don't want to meet hold on, call me now. I remember.
What?
See.
No heckin' way. I don't believe you.
This is what I feared.
Wait, there's one? Yeah, there's a Camila plushie. Wait, I can just show you guys a silhouette. Hold on. I just opened my pictures. I just opened my downloads folder and I was just welcomed with this. God fucking damn it.
Ultra Angel. I was thinking I should become the magical energy. Water Angel Viewer. Okay, I'll consider it. Thank you for suggestion. Water Angel. Hold on a minute. Bobbin. Water Angel. Bobbin. Water Angel. It's dusty. The dishes. Water Angel, please over. Okay, what? Water. Angel, Peach over. What's next? Oh. Who's that then she? I'm curious. Do you have any suggestions? Rubag, Geeksan? before I end the stream, Geekson and Flubag, it's your turn. Farhan has already suggested. I'm waiting for you to come up. What kind of VTuber model am I? I'm Benedetta. Rather than wasting time anywhere, I wanna hear your suggestion. Farhan suggested Water Angel VTuber. It's your turn now, Flubag and Geekson. Just only one. You don't need any more. I'm writing down. Okay. Just say. Nah, only just saying. Just decide. It's decided then. Okay, me. And the stream is about to end. And thank you for watching. My name is Raishime. I am. Okay, I'm gonna make a new introduction. My name is Raishime, a water angel VTuber. I'll do my best. Then see ya. See ya, minasan. I took off my glasses.